your weekly in-depth view of agriculture up close. This is In the Field. Did you know that honeybees have the most medicinal properties than any other insect or creature alive? We typically think honey is an important job when it comes to honeybees, but pollination is too. We're here in Highlandville, Missouri to meet a third-generation beekeeper and learn more. So let's start from the very beginning and kind of what role does honey and honeybees play in Missouri agriculture?
Oh, honeybees are so vital to our agriculture industry that most people don't realize how important they are. Without proper pollination, you're not going to have the crops and the growth of crops and the multiplicity of crops that you need, or that farmers need, or produce farmers need to adequately grow the products that they want.
We're actually in a apple orchard.
Yes.
So when it comes to pollination, how significant and what type of habitat do these bees need?
Well, in this situation here, for example, this was an apple orchard that had been run down. The previous owners did not keep it up. So when the new owners bought it, they brought an arborist in and went through the trees, and we brought in bees for the pollination purposes. And within 2 years, it was amazing the difference in apple production they got.
Well, we've got some hives here to the side of us, so I think it's time for us to kind of finish getting hooded up. And I think these bees have some honey for us to see.
We can take a look at them. I think they do, yeah. So this frame here is basically all honey stores.
Oh, wow.
This is all capped honey here. She hasn't started laying any in the bottom any.
So if we were ready to extract this honey, to process it, as you called it, what process would we go through? What would we see and do?
Well, this is a brood frame, so we wouldn't take anything away from it.
Okay.
There is a shallower frame that we use that's about this long called a super, medium super. They'll fill it out and it'll look exactly like this. So when it comes time to extract it, I peel the top, that cap off.
Okay.
That cap seals that honey in, and it'll be that good as it is today in 3,000 years. But once you take that cap off, then you put it in an extractor and sling that honey out, and that's how you get the pure honey. The amazing thing about bees are when they put this honey in here, before they seal it, it has about 84% moisture content. They fan it until it gets down to 17%.
Fan it with their wings.
With their wings before they cap it. For us to preserve honey in a jar, it ideally needs to be between 13 and 15%. These are worker bees. If you'll look pretty close, you'll see one or two that's got yellow on their legs. That's pollen that they're bringing in. Pollen is a food source that they use to feed the young. So they store that, and as these brood cells are developed and the queen lays eggs, they fill them up before they hatch or before they seal them. If you can look close, you can see them. Those cells are pretty full. See the liquid inside of them? That's food stores they're putting in there.
When it comes to beekeeping, how many hives are you running and where is your honey going?
I have 8 to 10 hives. I do produce honey every year, and I have a couple of other producers, honey apiarists, that produce honey for me. And most of my customers are just local customers by word of mouth. I haven't advertised it. And once they get a hold of it, our honey is pure honey. It's not heated, not processed. It is the real McCoy. And once they get it, that's the end of the game. They're there.
They're hooked forever.
Yeah.
So let's talk more about pure honey and what sets that apart from honey you might buy at the supermarket.
It's very important that you look at the labels. A lot of honey in the supermarkets may say corn syrup or some different additives like that. And realistically, if that is the case, then you're not getting pure raw honey. Pure raw honey comes right out of the frame. We process it through an extractor, which slings the honey out of the cells, and then filter it to get the cappings or the bits of wax out of it. And once it's filtered, it's bottled right in the jar. So it's not heat processed. There's no additives added to it. Nothing, just straight honey right out of the hive.